This is an emergency broadcast of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. This is not a drill. Remove any children and pets from your home and go to your nearest shelter. Remember to at all times listen to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. And whatever you do, do not under any circumstances trust what you see.
Yeah, I hate being sick. One of my coworkers came in and was really sick, not like the flu sick, but just had a cold or something.
Yeah,
and I'm starting to think that he passed it along.
Yeah, that's what happens. Why did he come in if he was symptomatic?
I have no idea.
That sucks, man. He should just stay at home.
Yeah, well,
like even family events, I cancel them. I don't want to give anyone anything, especially like the older part of the family. Like if I have anything, I just say sorry, I'm not coming over, just out of respect. I mean, it was always like that, even pre-pandemic. We didn't need stupid COVID to do that. I was always like that.
Right. I just want to say one thing real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. I am Topher. That is Adam.
I'm Adam, yes. It's a tongue twister, huh? Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
It really is. We probably should have named our podcast something different.
Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Uncovering Anomalies podcast. There, see? Now it's in my brain.
We like to talk about UFOs and aliens and
aliens.
Well, I shouldn't even call them this is the whole point, is we shouldn't call them UFOs. We should call them UAPs.
Yes.
Which is why we called our podcast this.
Yes, it was pretty clever.
I thought so until I had to start naming the name of the podcast.
Well, say it 3 times fast. Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Uncovering Anomalies.
I can't even. I'm not. No, I can't.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a rebranding. UAP. The first one that came out to say that was Hillary Clinton. I remember she was on Jimmy Kimmel and she was running for president, and he was asking her, but Jimmy Kimmel always asks. That's probably the only thing I like about him, is that he always brings this stuff up.
Yeah,
that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah. I don't watch his show, and I don't really like him, to be honest. But I do like the fact that he every time a politician comes on, which isn't often, he always brings up the I still call them UFOs, but
yeah, and we should, because if we don't, we cover up history. A very long history of when they were called UFOs. And, if you want to do a FOIA search or anything, or a request from the government, and you say UAP, it's just going to pick up stuff right in the 90s. Anyway, that's what Hillary Clinton said. She goes, the new term is UAP. And she's all excited about it. Part of the new rebranding.
Why? Do you have any theories as to why they changed the name of UFOs to UAP?
Well, there's many. Well, one is this is what they say. They say that UFO has a lot of baggage, because what the U.S. government did was ridicule anyone in the past who's talked about UFOs, and there was so much ridicule in it that it lasted even today. You say UFO, they chuckle, So that's one of the also, because it came with a lot of baggage. If they wanted people to take it seriously, they wanted a new term, that this is what the new term is, this is what the government is calling it. So that was the official theory. And you have researchers like Richard Dolan who say that, it also risks covering up 70 years of government history with the subject, and it was always called UFOs. So if you want people just to focus on what you tell them was going on, and it's UAP, that's the new term, then they'll just see that new narrative. But UFO has 3 different projects that went on. Like before Project Blue Book, it was Grudge, and before Grudge it was something else. So because there were specific UFO projects right in the 40s.
So it's just to be serious about it.
Yeah, to be serious about it. No, but also it covers up a lot of history in the past, because if people are only searching for UAPs, they're not going to find the UFO material.
Oh man, Jesus Christ, our government's so fucked.
So fucked, especially how they turned back like that. I mean, we'll see. It's just that they're back in charge again, right? It's so obvious.
Yeah.
And yeah, speaking of that, I'm sure you heard Trump is back. Or not, he's not really back, but they allowed his account. His account is back open now on Twitter.
Yeah. Maybe that's news we haven't covered. Is Elon Musk bought Twitter and is allowing people who were banned from it. They're allowed back on.
Yeah, mostly right now. I mean, he said he has a board now, or some kind of process in charge. But yeah, they are slowly bringing back people. Trump is one of them. He was going to do it anyway, but he did a poll where 14 million people voted, and the majority said that they want him back on the platform. But it was still like 52-48 or something like that. I mean, it wasn't that close, but it's still close. And he said 140 million impressions. So it was a good poll, but he would have done it anyway, right? If it was
Yeah.
When they did a poll. No, he just wanted to like distance himself from the decision a little bit and use that. Of course, people are going crazy. CBS is like, yeah, we're not going to post anymore. So funny. Yeah, people are like making fun of them. They have 8 million. They have 8 million followers, but then their posts get like 24 retweets or 24 likes. There's no engagement. Like,
the ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares if they post or not? And it's propaganda anyway. And he's such a great troll. Like, what did he say? He said it's probably good anyway, or something like that. That's why he replied to CBS.
Oh, my
best.
Yeah, my favorite thing is AOC. Excuse me. Posted something, and he just responded $8.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's so
he really is a good troll.
Yeah, he's a great troll. I mean, so is Trump, though, right? Trump is like one of the best tweeters out there. Ever.
Oh man, my favorite thing. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite. Is back in the day, he would tweet something, and there was always some idiot. I can't remember his name. Always responding to his tweets. The fact that he, made so many people mad, and just really by existing.
Just existing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just up the wall.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. I can't believe we've come to that point as a society where someone existing makes you so mad, gets you so upset.
Yeah, and then using the power of the federal government to go after them just relentlessly, forever, over and over. Like, they don't stop. So after he announced he's going for president, right? So after he did that.
Did he really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he announced on. He announced on the 14th. Was it the 14th? It was last week, though. Beginning of last week. He had a whole Mar-a-Lago thing, and the speech was really good. And he actually he controlled himself. He didn't insult anyone. He didn't, you know what I mean? I'm sure it was on purpose. They made him do that. Like, he didn't say anything about DeSantis like he was before. But it was a really good speech. If he sticks those points, I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Give me.
Yeah. But, it was a really good speech. Oh, yeah, and the federal government, of course, once he did that, they're going to go after him. Merrick Garland just announced that they're going to indict him or something like that, just because they don't want him to run or win. But, dude, you should definitely listen to his speech. He said all the right stuff. But I think DeSantis has a better narrative, because DeSantis is going against the WEF, the World Economic Forum, these lockdowns, these mandates, these un-American things, the UN trying to make laws and regulations on behalf of the U.S., which is so un-American, So, I mean, he has that narrative. Trump doesn't. Trump always says, oh, the vaccine is it's a miracle to mankind, or whatever he calls it. He just won't back down on that. He just won't. He won't say that he was tricked. He just keeps doubling down on his stupid vaccines. Just shut up, man. Even Australia now has rejected the booster, the latest one. Imagine, and Australia was the most tyrannical.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
Yeah, and Denmark now is saying is banning it from anyone under 50. So it's it's out. Everyone knows. So I don't understand why our government is still mandating it for people coming in the country. and for athletes who are probably in the most danger, right, because of myocarditis and the
Right.
inflammation of the heart. Those guys already have inflamed hearts, which is a good thing. I mean, it's because they're athletes. At least that's what I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. It really freaks me out. All of this stuff. I don't like that they're doing a complete 180 on all of this stuff.
So weird.
And not realizing how authoritarian they were being with it before, because it really was. It was, if you don't take it, you lose your job. If you don't take it, you can't get back into the country if you're traveling. And then now it's, oh shit, we fucked up. This is all
Forgive
wrong.
us.
Yeah, forgive us. Yeah, that's the newest.
Right? The amnesty. They want amnesty. It's okay.
Right.
We messed. Let's just move along.
Yeah.
We couldn't
Well,
know.
and then and now the new narrative is Ukraine, obviously. So we can't focus on any of the COVID shit that just happened over the last few years.
Yeah, it's always one thing.
Yeah, you gotta push the narrative.
But now that the Republicans took over the House by a slight margin, which is whatever. But okay, but they're still in charge. They're really going after. They're really doing stuff. I mean, pretty quickly too. Like they want to start auditing the Ukraine money that's going there.
Exactly, yeah, I sure hope so. We've sent them fucking like trillions of dollars at this point.
Almost 100 billion, and we asked, and I think the White House asked for another 30 billion. They're 30 billion. I mean, what authority do they have to do that? Just to take from the treasury like that and give to a foreign government? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't understand why we're even involved in. Well, I kind of understand. It's because of Russia, and the United States and Russia has never had a good relationship.
Right.
But I don't understand how we can get away with just sending billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. And for what?
For what? Yeah, for what? I mean, Ukraine is a sovereign country. Why do we have to? Now we're even paying for their budget. They have like their school budget and whatever, and roads, and what are they? 51st state? It's really ridiculous. We have states here with no clean water.
Right.
Bridges failing. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah.
It's
just the Middle East all over again.
Yeah, because guess how much Afghanistan was? It was $50 billion a year. They shut that down. Oh, look, another one that's $50 billion a year.
Yeah. Someone's getting paid.
Oh, yes, the military-industrial complex and their board members and their shareholders. And, they got to keep the gravy train coming. It's like it's never enough, ever. Could you imagine it's $50 billion a year? What are they spending that on? Is it really just houses and boats? I mean, my ass.
I know. I just, I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Everyone I know is living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I don't understand how. I just, man, it pisses me off to no end.
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst thing, this whole marriage of corporations and government. That's what the founders not want happening, and it's just happened. I mean, Eisenhower warned about it, and here we are.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up Eisenhower. I don't know, we probably talked about it before, but he warned about the military
industrial complex.
Yes.
He also called them our scientific elite, right? He first said that they're scientific elite.
And everyone, we fucked up. He was totally right, and nothing has changed.
There's a really great story about Area 51. Did we talk about it?
I don't think so.
So he wanted to find out what's happening at Area 51, right? And they told him, you don't have any. Yeah, they said you don't have a need to know. He goes, excuse me, I'm gonna bring down the army there and invade Area 51. Now I don't know if it's verified, but he did threaten them with an invasion if they don't tell him what's going on. And then that's when basically he came up with that speech. He's like, listen, these people think they're above and beyond, responsibility, and he foresaw what's happening now, this kind of future, because they're taking government funds, which are almost limitless. They're doing research in the dark for themselves very quickly, they were like racing like nothing else. If you just watch how they're developing nuclear weapons alone, it was so quick, so fast. They were advancing so quickly, right? It went from just that normal plutonium bomb to thermo hydrogen nuclear weapons within a decade. And they just kept going in the dark too, right? We have no idea what the hell they have and how advanced they are. But it's corporate, most of it, and that's what they hide behind.
It's like there's I mean, I can't. This is kind of There's like a second government above the first government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made it legal.
Yeah.
That's what the National Security Act is. It makes it legal.
Yeah.
It legalizes that shadow government.
What bugs me is that there's so many people that are like just completely blind to this. Yeah. They have no idea, and they don't care. But I mean, that's the way that it's been programmed. You have to go to your 9 to 5. You have to put food on the table. You have to pay all your bills, and it's just I don't know. I'm not like against capitalism, but it just kind of seems like it's fucked.
Well, I wish it was capitalism. I mean, you're right. I mean, we have it's corporatism is what it is. Right?
It is corporatism. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But, you don't have time or the education to understand what's going on.
Exactly. And then if you try to tell someone, most don't even care.
Right. Or, you get looked at like you're a fool or a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. Which is just it's so frustrating. You can't bring it up at any time because you get looked at like you're a crazy person or something.
Yeah, which sucks, it really does, especially we live in this age where, but I feel like that term is not becoming as strong as it used to, because I'm hearing even mainstream people talking about it, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
They really messed that one up. I mean, I'm thinking these are like the kids of the ones who pulled off 9/11, so they're just idiots. Because 9/11 was flawless. Even the misinformation and how they covered it up was just completely flawless. It took 20 years for it to really crumble. COVID, it took maybe it's social media though. Let's be fair. If social media was around in 9/11 and Reddit, it probably wouldn't have lasted that long.
Right.
COVID, it took within months, man, or weeks.
Yeah.
People knew. So maybe it's not just incompetence.
Yeah. I don't know. I just the older I get, the least faith I have in humankind. Let's just say that.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I go back and forth because I just see how dumb people are, which is, about half the population. But then it results in like these elections. Although California gained a seat in Republicans, I mean, Kevin Kiley, he was in the legislature here. He was the best, and he ran for Congress and he got it. So we flipped a seat there for California, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty damn impressive.
But Gavin Newsom's back in, of course.
Of course he is. Fucking just unreal. Unreal. That guy keeps holding his position. He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, man. There's no words. He's trying to distance himself now from like the homeless problem. He's distancing himself. He did it. He is like the architect of it.
I just want to say about the midterm elections, I expected the Republicans to do a lot better.
Yeah, me too. We all did. But of course, we have some only in the swing states, only in the ones that, they wanted the Democrats to win. They have to keep. How long? I think is Arizona finally done? I know they were counting for 3 days after.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Why? Why do we have to have a system like this? Just count it that night, and people will shut up and they won't say it's rigged. You know, why does it have to like sit there and like take forever to count?
I don't like this new
mail-in.
No.
No.
Mail-in. I actually, I understand there's a lot of butt fuckery that can be going on there.
Yeah.
I just don't like this new trend of anytime one party wins the election, the other one says it was rigged.
Yeah, it is stupid.
It's really frustrating to listen to all the time.
Boring. Yeah, exactly. Always the other side said there was cheating going on.
Yeah. Are you a registered libertarian?
I am.
I am too. I just want to.
I didn't vote for them though.
Yeah, no, I know they suck. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, and plus because it's taking votes away from the Republicans.
Yeah.
It's not like they're much better Republicans. But at least they preach freedom, and that's all I really care about.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. I just wanted our listeners to understand that we're not, the far right.
No, we're definitely not a far right. I mean,
we just want freedom. That's it.
Yes, yeah, and even liberals back in the day. I was a liberal. I mean, they understood freedom. The two parties understood that's what held them together was the Constitution and freedom. Now, for some reason, the left has gone tyrannical and they hate the Constitution and it's white supremacy.
Yeah, I don't get it. I honestly. I don't even understand politics these days. It's completely different from when I was growing up, because the right was all about, cracking down on people or whatever, and now it's completely flipped.
Yeah,
and it definitely seems like there's another game at play here.
Like, basically, I'm the anti-war party. I like the anti-war
party,
the freedom party, anti-war, freedom. So fiscally conservative, socially liberal. I'm socially liberal. I don't care about, what you want to do with your life, and as long as you leave me alone, I really don't care what you do. Don't bring it into my life. Like, don't try to tell my kids also what to do, because that's a different game.
That's exactly how I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're bi. I don't care if you're trans. None of that stuff. But then don't push it. Don't shove it down the face of other people. Well, they say we're shoving hetero into that. No, we're not. That's just normal. The species is like that. If you happen to be not like the majority of the species, doesn't mean we're shoving anything down your throat.
Exactly.
So weird.
I honestly, man, I am turning into a boomer here real quick.
Well, no, see, boomers, I don't know, dude. They're kind of cucked, don't you think? I mean, I don't know.
No, I just don't, I don't care.
Apathetic, you mean?
Yeah, I don't understand how any of this is like a major issue right now. Like, just go live your life. Do what you want to do. As long as it doesn't, impact on my life, then fine, go do it. Who cares?
Exactly. I mean, everyone needs to stop using the government for their own beliefs. That's what
exactly.
Government needs to be small and left out of our lives.
Yeah.
That's freedom. Because other than that, it's tyranny for the ones who lost. You know? The solution is just to cut. I mean, a lot of people say, like Twitter, 85% of the staff was fired, right? Yeah. And it's still working fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny, because I feel like that's a perfect analogy for government.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Just cut them out. Fire them all.
Yeah. Fucking Twitter. Oh, God.
Dude, it's so funny what's going on, and seeing Elon. I mean, the guy, you gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. I think he's just a cool dude. I mean, he's just in the middle of these people that he knows hate him, right? Because he took over Twitter.
Yeah.
But then he's won them over, like a lot of them. You can see in the pictures. And he's just in the middle with the engineers. It's really cool to see them down there, with those engineers. I guess the ones who just didn't work. He goes, listen, you either work or you're fired. And then 85% instead of working just left.
Just seeing his replies to people.
Yeah.
You're what did he say? Your voice has been heard. $8.
Yeah. $8. It's all about the $8. Well, they stopped that for a while now, I think.
It's just so funny to me that these people are so upset about their blue check mark next to their name. Like, again, it's one of those things like, who gives a shit if you're verified or not? It's such a dumb thing to be like upset about.
Well, what it was, and this is according to Mark Dice, he's a YouTuber. He said, because he's a blue check mark, and he said he basically, and he was just laughing, saying how funny this is, that what he's actually doing. He's like, it's like a secret society, having a blue check mark, because you can filter all your comments and all your feed based only on verified, which means that celebrities can only see what celebrities are saying. So anything we say, they don't see. Now they're seeing everything, and it's killing them because they're seeing all the trolls and all those bad comments, and they can't stand it. And that's what it is, really. So that's what he got rid of. He got rid of that ability to only see and only interact with other celebrities or other journalists. Now they have to listen to everyone else. So they either mute people, block people. Yeah. So that's what they really miss.
I mean, truthfully, I think it just makes them feel more important.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
What a life to live, where you get to feel important.
Yes, I'm a blue check mark, and I think it's pretty easy to do that. You just come out with a book, and if it's famous enough or sold enough, you can probably get verified. But anyone can get verified now.
Yeah, all you have to do is pay $8. We could get verified.
I can't, like, some of my accounts I can't because I've violated their terms of service sometimes. Because I would have trolls like try to, there was only maybe one or two that they asked me to delete. Other than that, they always sided with me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, that I want to I don't think it's eligible for it. But I can try on UAP the podcast. See if we can get verified.
Well, I'll split it with you.
Okay.
$4.
$4, yes.
I'll Venmo you.
All right.
This podcast is sponsored by Venmo.
We need that last week's episode to go up.
I know. I'm still working on it.
Okay, cool. That'll be episode 4, right?
Yeah.
So this is episode 5.
Episode 5.
And it is November 20th, 2022. That's right. The World Cup started today.
In Qatar?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The first game was this morning.
You want to talk about Qatar?
What?
How fucked up that whole situation is?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, but it's not like they're the only ones who do it. Like Dubai and Emirates. Yeah. It's a problem.
The slave trade is alive and real.
Yeah.
Even though they want to talk about the one from the early days of the U.S., it's definitely still around. It's really freaky that still happens.
So that's how they mistreat them like that. So these workers are usually from Bangladesh or Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
They go to the Gulf and they're really good at construction. They have no fear of heights. And they go to the Gulf to get paid. It's probably double or triple what they get paid at home, but it's still peanuts, right? They put them in these. They put them in these. And it's really hot there, right? I mean,
they take away their passports as well.
Oh yes, that's the first thing they do.
Yeah.
They take away their passports, and then it's in the hot desert. We're talking about 120 degrees Fahrenheit, if not more. And they put them in these units, like these metal units, with hardly, the pay's not that good, the food's not that good, and because they're sweating so much, apparently their safety gear is slippery, and they're falling to their deaths because they're that hot, and that's one of the issues.
And all these people want to do is like send money home.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah, and and if they miss a day of work, they get docked that salary. If they're sick, if they're basically sick, they get docked a day's salary. So messed up, man. Like
it's so messed up, and it's so messed up that it's happening in the world today.
Yeah, because those guys can do whatever they want. The Gulf states, like in Dubai, they have a law: if it's 40 degrees Celsius, no one should work. But they never report that, or 45 degrees Celsius. It's never reported, even though it's true. They'll keep it at 44, just to keep them working.
You've been to Dubai, right?
Yes, I worked there in the year 2000, from 2000 to 2001, and then I went back. No, because then I worked as a contractor in Iraq. I'll do my R&R in Dubai sometimes.
Dude, that city is something wild. Like you can't drink there. You can't. Don't you have to have alcohol delivered to you, or it's not even allowed?
No, you can definitely drink in Dubai. It's you need. Now, if you want to buy alcohol, they give you a license. And you do have to be Christian. You can't be Muslim having a license. But it doesn't matter. You drive to another emirate called Ajman. There's another emirate called Ras Al Khaimah, and they have huge alcohol stores like Bevmo. Like Bevmo, you go in there and anyone can buy, and you just drive it back to your apartment in Dubai, But if you live in Dubai, you want to do it legally for Dubai, then yeah, they give you a ration too. It's based on a percentage of your salary, so you don't blow it all off on alcohol. But clubs, you can go to clubs, you can go to bars.
Oh, really? I didn't know there were clubs in Dubai. I thought that was Dubai. I thought that kind of thing was banned.
No. I mean, it's banned at the federal level, but then they have these areas called free zone entities or free zone. So a lot of these things that they build up, like Burj Khalifa and the surrounding buildings, that's a free zone entity, which means even the internet is free. There's no censorship on the internet either in those areas. Oh, really? Yeah, so it's completely open. And it looks like Star Wars, but it feels like you're in a modern, extremely modern city, but it really feels like Star Wars, Dubai.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go visit.
We should go.
We definitely should. Actually, I was looking for a job in Dubai.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I was applying for a job there. It was in sales. So
sales.
Not that high level or anything, but
still, I mean, it'd be a fun experience,
Yeah, it really would.
And you see, I mean, you're white, you got blue eyes. I mean, in sales, you probably do well there. Yeah. Because it is biased that way. Just how everything's set up there. It's 80% Indians.
It's just everything. Every picture or video I see from Dubai is just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
The culture would probably be hard to get behind, but
I mean, the good thing, their Islam is not I guess they are Wahhabi, but not really crazy Wahhabi. I mean, they're obviously open-minded if they allow the Westerners to do what they want there. I mean, you'll go to the beach there, you'll see bikinis, and you'll see girls completely covered up. Both.
A nice little mixture. It seems like a very expensive place to live, though.
Extremely expensive. Extremely. Even to visit.
Yeah.
A drink there was 36. It's like $10. Just a normal, cocktail. It's $10, and that was back then.
Yeah.
I guess
when I back in Nam.
Yeah.
When everything there was so cheap. It was so cheap, and the beers were cheap. Oh my God, that place was
Montana
so cool.
used to be like that. Montana used to be $1.50 for cigarettes because they had no tax on them.
Yeah. Oh, Montana was something else. It was a little bit before my age, but they had no drinking laws about driving, so you could. It was always the joke that I heard is you could pass a cop on the highway, and you could tip your beer to him and just go along your way.
What? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if I've told this story. So Montana, where I grew up, I'm not going to say the town.
Mm-hmm.
but
Northern Montana.
it was one of those places where everyone had two jobs. It's kind of not two jobs. They had. I'll just tell the story.
Okay.
I was driving, not drinking, but I did have beer in my Jeep, and I was with a bunch of people who were inebriated. I was the designated driver, yeah. And I got pulled over by a cop because one of my headlights was out, and the cop was my basketball coach, and he took he. I don't think he wasn't really paying attention. I don't think he took my license, when I got pulled over, and I'm with all these girls who are freaking out and covering up the beer with a tarp that I had in the back of my car because I also had a second job.
Okay.
And he took my license and went back to his car and then immediately came back and just said, "Have a good night."
Oh my God.
Just let me go.
But yeah, so I mean, that's so cool though. He's like, all right, just have a good night.
Yeah.
And it's good to be in a town where people know everyone, or if you know everyone know the cops.
Yeah, everyone just knew each other. But the problem is everyone knows each other's business. So like, I had a ton of friends in high school who got MIPs, minor in possessions.
Okay.
Which basically just means you get caught at a party.
Yeah.
House party. And
that's all it is. It's a ticket.
Yeah, I honestly, thankfully, I never got caught. But yeah, it just and then the whole town would know, and then that's all they're talking about. So you go to church, and then did you hear that so and so got an MIP? It's just like it was just everyone knew everybody's business. It was a town. Again, I'm not going to say the town, but it was a town of like, 5,000 people when I was growing up. It's grown a little bit since I've been there or lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just everyone knew everybody's business. And then, and even my parents would be like, "Oh, this and this happened to so and so," and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, just stop talking about each other's lives and business.
Yeah.
But that's what small towns do, and it's rumors. People just love the rumors.
Oh yeah, they love it.
But again, it's good for stuff like getting out of trouble, I think.
Yeah.
Because you can use that influence, even if the judge too, if you do actually get in trouble and go to a judge and they know your parents or something, they'll let you off easier. It just happens.
Actually, I have another small town story.
Okay.
If you're willing to indulge.
Yes.
So this is so dumb. In the winter times in Montana, it gets snowy and cold, and your windshield gets all I guess it's fogged up, and or like iced up. You have to scrape it off. Anyway, there was one morning we had basketball practice in the morning before school, and I had to get there. I had to get there early, and I was too lazy to like warm up my car or scrape off the ice, and so I was driving. This is so dumb. I was driving with my head out the window so I could see because my window was all iced up, and I got pulled over by a cop. Anyway, and I got a ticket. And
for putting your head out the window?
Yes. Which is
what was the ticket? Reckless driving?
Yeah, something. I honestly I don't know, because here's where I'm going with this. So I had to go see the judge in our town.
Yeah.
And he had to flip through the book to figure out what I was being processed for or being charged for. And I was with my dad. You can ask him about this.
Okay.
Or I don't know if he'll remember. Anyway, I was before the judge. I was in a suit. One of two times I've ever stood before a judge,
Mhm.
and he had to flip through like a law book. I don't know what the hell it was, just to
Uh-huh.
figure out what the hell I was being charged with. And he basically just said, $200 or something like that. Had my dad paid the fine, thankfully. I was only I must have been 16 or 17. But yeah, that was the funniest experience that I had with a judge.
$200. Hey, man. I guess you learned your lesson there. Don't stick your head out the window. You got $200.
Don't drive by looking out your side window.
Was that because did you watch Ace Ventura: Pet Detective or something? Because didn't he drive like that?
It's just I couldn't see through the front windshield.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Well, the
so
weather was
stupid.
Nuts there.
What a dumb thing you do. Dumb things you do as teenagers.
And you lived near. Okay, we're not to say the city, but I think you lived near the base, right? Isn't Holloman Air Force Base nearby? Because I know that's in the north too.
I actually don't know that one.
That's the one that had all the nuclear site was shut down by UFOs.
Is it in eastern Montana?
Wait, Holloman Air Force Base. Is that what it is? It's Holloman Air Force Base. Where's that? What's the one in Montana called? Montana.
I have no idea.
Nuclear sites.
That's all eastern Montana.
Oh, it's eastern Montana.
Yeah, all those nuclear sites are in eastern Montana.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here it is. It's, east of Helena. But they go up north. But still, there's a lot of them.
East of Helena?
This is showing here this map. Yeah.
That's not too far from where I grew up.
Yeah, and a lot of it goes into the north, and we're close by to you.
Interesting. I actually remember you stayed with us for a while.
I love it.
You and I think it was one of your friends built an igloo outside of my house. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. We were totally wasted.
It was so cool though, because I remember being inside of it.
Yeah, and it was actually warm inside, right?
Yeah, it was.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
How that happens. So yeah, I mean, you must have seen a lot of UFO activity, or you could have, because
no
nuclear base, because they especially, I mean, even though you were there in the 90s and 2000s, but I mean, those big incidences were in the 60s and 70s where they shut down the nuclear weapons these UFOs did.
I really wish I was interested in UFOs at the time. I'm sure I would have seen some really cool things, because I think we talked about this. I lived right by a lake.
Yeah.
And UFOs love water. I remember getting really scared. We talked about this last week. UFO documentary or something on TV that really scared me when I was a kid. And then it wasn't until college that I got really interested in UFOs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see anything when I was a kid. I really wish I did.
I know, me neither. And when I lived there, I was already interested in UFOs, and I was a smoker too, so I was outside a lot, looking at the stars, and it's a big sky, Montana. It's a humongous sky, and because there was hardly any light pollution, the stars. Oh, well, I guess because it was raining and snowing too, like half of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not like it was sunny.
Yeah. I do miss that about Montana. Just the open sky, and you could see. Oh my God, you could see
miles.
everything.
Yeah, for miles. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah, you could even make out the Milky Way.
Yeah, exactly. There was so many stars in the sky, so many, and I did seriously not see anything. I just remember tripping out badly once. It was like one of my second times I took like mushrooms, and usually I was fine with it, but I was in the dorms, and then for some reason I looked at an oil rig, And that sparked a bad trip for some reason. I got disgusted at it, and I didn't know why. I was just disgusted at the oil rig. It gave me a really bad feeling, and then it took me like an hour to get out of the trip. I remember that, but nothing else out of the ordinary. Isn't that weird? I mean, I was there for a year and a half. No, 2 years. Year and a half. I was here for a year and a half. Nothing bizarre like that. Even when we camped out in the forest, we always went camping in the forest near rivers. God, we used to drink straight out of the river. It was just ice cold, yummy water.
Oh man, we gotta move up there, man. I miss that shit. I miss that kind of shit so fucking much. When I was up there with my family, helping set up their cabin, I just realized how much I loved it up there. I keep talking about it at work. Not the cabin thing, but just how much I miss Montana. Yeah. I gotta get out of here.
Well, if you listen to Suspicious Observers, we spoke about that channel on the podcast before.
Yeah.
The one who watches the sun, and so he says it's going to be a geomagnetic. He calls it not supernova, a mini nova. It happens every 12,000 years, and there's a pole shift that happens. But anyway, he goes, if you want to go quickly, without any pain, he goes, just be on the coast, any coast. He goes, you'll be gone in seconds. He goes, if you want to survive though, you got to be up in the mountains.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that.
So, he says, it's probably in the 2030s, 2040s when it's going to happen. He says we have time. But it's in the evidence. It happens every 12,000 years. This sun sheds its shell. I guess because it builds over 12,000 years, this immense shell on the sun, and it just has to eject it. And it does that, and it really messes up with our atmosphere, with everything. It also resets civilization. That's how civilizations get reset, is through these mini novas. And there's always a surviving humans who rebuild it again, right? We've done it over and over and over again. So it's nothing new. But I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, man, I want to go up in the mountains. So yeah, I'm planning on that too.
Yeah, that's my dream, is to live in a cabin up in the mountains someplace. That's what I'm trying to work towards.
Yeah, me too. That's the goal. And plus, living out there is not as expensive. I'll be willing to pay hundreds of dollars a month though for internet connection, since it's how I make my income.
Honestly, man. I mean, I know I've got my Xbox, but I feel like I would do fine without internet. I just don't. I don't know. There's just nothing on there I'm starting to realize that more and more. There's nothing on there that's important.
I miss is different, right? Because I'm already right. Yeah. I would love to wean it off, but at least it would take time. But yeah, I would love to live off the land, be able to grow stuff and live like that.
Oh man, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, without and trade and whatnot, and it just feels so good to live off land.
Hey, did you ever do, or are you currently doing Robinhood?
I just moved all of my crypto out of there to another one called Ledger.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not on Robinhood anymore. I have some stocks left there.
I just meant, are you doing any of the trading? Are you in the trade business?
I haven't in a while. No, it's just I do sometimes. But these are private ones. I get private emails. What are they called again, that company? But you can privately buy stocks in companies like startups that have great ideas. Wait a minute, I forgot the name of that company now that I use. But yeah, right. once in a while I'll put like $100 into a company. One of them might hit. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Net Capital. It's called Net Capital.
Remember the whole GameStop fiasco?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, right at the beginning of COVID, when all of that was going down, I put some money into that, and it was just such a frustrating experience, because every 10 minutes I'm looking at my phone to see if I should buy or sell. Anyway, I was just curious if you had that same experience. I had to
Yeah,
I had to
I mean,
get I had to get rid of it because it was just driving me nuts because I was always on my phone and at work, so I had to get rid of it. I sold everything.
oh, good for you. At a loss.
I made I yeah, let's see. I think I made a grand total of $10 on GameStop, but I also made $20 on Dogecoin.
Okay, that's not bad. I think
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I think I'm up $1,200, but then I was up
Woo.
I was up like 10,000 at one point. It's completely tanked.
Yeah. Isn't that always how it goes?
Yeah, it's always how it goes. They pump it up, everyone buys, and like, thank you everyone, we're out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're out of here.
Yeah. But I honestly I've never bought uh what's it called? Internet coin or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
I've never actually bought it. I've just invested in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, the GameStop thing was such a bad. It was so obvious what they were doing, because they do
Yeah.
that themselves. The people, I mean, the people in the market, like the elite in the market, did what people in GameStop did, which was on Reddit, where they pumped up the price of something, and they actually stopped trading those stocks because of that. They did not allow people to buy those stocks anymore, even though they were using the same tactics of what normal stocks do.
That was such fucking horseshit.
Yeah, such horse shit. And it's because they were hedging against. So basically, what is this story? The establishment hedge funds were hedging against GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and some other stock. The people said, well, you know what? We believe these stocks have value, and we're going to buy them, despite them being hedged against by the establishment. So the price started going up. What does that mean? The establishment started losing money in hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars. Too bad. You hedged against it. You're losing. What did they do? They convinced the brokerages to stop trading so that doesn't happen anymore. So they basically called up their friends. They're saying, oh, we can't lose money. Please help us. And they stopped trading. But everyone else lost money, though. It's okay if you lose money, and me, I know, and everyone else, but it's not good if they lose money.
Yeah, once again, the establishment makes sure that all of us little people can't get ahead.
Right, exactly. Only they can get ahead.
Yeah, it's unreal, man. It's like clockwork.
It's like clockwork. It's just this sick mind. I can't put my finger on it. It's just an elitist type of thinking where only I deserve to be rich. Only I deserve to rule.
Yeah.
It's so un-American too.
It truly shows like it's not just an American thing. It's just anytime I think we've talked about this, but there's like you get to a certain level and someone visits you that just says, all right, you're at the peak and you can't let anyone else get to your level. I honestly I don't understand that mindset, but it always happens. It always happens.
Yeah, and it's a sickness because if your neighbor's doing well, or starting to do well, and you're already rich, let's say you're already rich, then you're just going to get richer because that person will be able to afford services that you're already offering or products you're offering.
Yeah.
But I think what it is the people who are mooching off government because they're not creating anything or producing anything anyway.
Right.
So they hate producers, they hate entrepreneurs, real entrepreneurs that don't need government, unlike them. So they try to just quash those people, the independent ones.
I want to know how they threaten you when you get to the that 1%. What happens when you reach that level where they say, okay, you need to keep your 1%, and those other people, if they dare to try to get to your level, you have to do everything in your power to make sure they don't get up to this level.
Yeah, I guess it's not a big club. It's a small club. It's really not that big. I know George Carlin used to say it's a big club and you ain't in it.
And you're not in it. Yeah.
He had some great quotes, that guy.
He really was. Yeah. Now I like and also Chappelle. He and Carlin both kind of on the same path, where it's less about comedy and more about telling giving a message. Because Chappelle was really, really funny, and he would tell funny stories. And now, I don't know if you've seen any of his recent stuff. It's more about like preaching.
Yeah. Well, did you?
And Carlin was the same way.
What's going on? He went on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that episode. I haven't seen anything about it though.
Okay, so he's in trouble obviously because he's siding with Kanye in a really funny way. Basically saying, yeah, you're not allowed to notice who runs Hollywood. He goes, but they do. But he did it way more funny than that. I wish I could find it. You have to listen to him.
Yeah, I know I've made this joke before. I know I'm not going to say the group, but there's a certain group. There's only one group you're not allowed to make fun of, or make
Here it
jokes
is, 7 days
about.
ago, Dave Chappelle's stand-up monologue.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I saw that he hosted SNL. I was really surprised that he actually made it back on. I'm gonna have to check that out. It's been
funny in 10 years, so this is probably the only funny thing they've done in 10 years. It had to be Chappelle coming on. Yeah, I can put it in the chat so you can watch it. It's just hilarious. So of course, the ADL wants him canceled now.
Of course, of course.
But there's a big backlash on the ADL because they're trying to bully Musk, and even him. John Greenblatt, the head of the ADL, was saying something about Musk, and then Musk underneath him goes, "Hey, stop defaming me." It's so much fun to watch. I mean, imagine he just bans them because they're like organizing boycotts on Twitter against Twitter.
I just I just can't believe there's you can make fun of anybody in the world.
Yes.
Except one group.
Yeah. Except one group. And the same thing, like you can boycott any country in the world, even the United States as an American, but as an American apparently you can't boycott that country.
Yeah.
Right?
Just unreal to me.
And that's the right actually who passes those laws. They're just as bad as the left in that sense of like censorship for that country. They're just the same. They're the ones who pass these speech laws. These broad speech laws against that country. I mean, it's a foreign country.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's unreal to me. It really is. Because, man, what happened to free speech?
The thing is, it's so enshrined in our system of government. It's really impossible for them to get rid of it. They just cannot. Even if they pass these laws, a lot of these laws become unconstitutional. They're thrown out anyway.
It's not even like it's not racial hatred. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's just criticizing people or criticizing a country's government.
Yes, no one's above criticism. No one.
Right.
No religion, no people. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you hate. Noticing something doesn't mean you have hate in your heart.
Right.
It's pattern recognition. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Man, what a shame.
Yeah, and they're making people hate them, and that's what's going on online. Saying, listen, ADL, you guys are doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you're actually making people hate. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's the plan. They've done it before. When that country was founded in the 40s, they did that in Arab countries and Muslim countries. There were a lot of Jewish populations in Iraq, Syria, and they would do terrorist activities in those countries just to scare Jews to moving to Israel. So it could be the same thing again, where just they're trying to scare people to move to that country because they need more people.
Yeah.
So
I
they've
feel
done
like
it.
this is excuse me. Man, Sundays are always rough for me.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah. Should we call it quits? It's been over an hour.
Oh wow, yeah, we should then. All right, awesome.
Well, I want to thank all three of you for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. See, nailed it that time.
You got it.
You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram.
No
Instagram.
So far, it's just Twitter, and if it's gonna be something else, it might be Rumble or Odyssey. Just those ones that actually care about free speech.
Right. All right. Thank you all for listening. I am plugged up as always. That's Adam. I'm Topher, and I need to edit out me saying my own name.
Yes, it's towards the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I'll find it.
The story.
I'll find it. I'm gonna listen to this one the whole way through and make sure there's nothing else.
Yeah, send me that other episode.
Yeah, I will.
And then I can upload that to tonight.
Perfect. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. This has been the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. And follow us where you can find us. Probably Twitter.
Yeah, UAP the podcast, and then we're on Spotify and Anchor.fm at Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Perfect. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. I'm going to hit stop recording.